What is going on, Chaotix? It is your boy Chaos May 0068, and we're back with the second part of learning how to do some competitive battling. Now I'm going to show you my Showdown League rules right here for the FPL Season 2, and that's what we're going to be looking at for this video, so you guys can see exactly how we did this past season of FPL. Now first of all, most of these come up with simple things. Since we're doing Showdown, we have the battle tier here. We usually use OU, not Uber. I don't know why that's Uber, but we use OU battle tier. This was I guess it was the original draft copy. But we use, give you the draft here, we use Smogon's OU battle style. This is the draft league, meaning each player will select their team by random order. So you have a draft, obviously that's establishing that. Things like establishing how many members on the team, so 12 in this one. And you guys could, there's tiers as well that you can look at. And I will pull that up just to show you in a little bit. I did some rules about the draft taking more than one day to make. Not just like, okay, we have one draft day, and you have to be available for that day. You pick your Pokemon and then we move on. No. I didn't do that. Some team drafts actually do that. Most do it over a period of time, like a month. That's what we did ours over. So it was about a month-long draft, and you got to pick your Pokemon when you could. You had a day's time to make your pick, and if you missed that pick, you'd lose so much points. I think it was about 10 draft points, and you would also get that pick at the end of the draft. So that was a lot of fun there. We didn't establish no use of timers in the battle just to make the battle fair, limiting of 2 Z-move users per team. Now many draft leagues do this, and they limit how many Z-move users you can use. I've seen draft leagues where it's been 2 Z-movers per team, it's been 3 Z-movers per team. Sometimes a Z-move, I guess you can draft a Z-crystal, so you only can use Z-moves of that type, limiting exactly what can use your Z-moves on your team. Mega Evolutions must occur on the first turn. I know some leagues do not do this, but I'm 100% for using Mega Evolution at the first turn. Many times you do not draft the Mega Pokemon separately. Now some leagues do it where if you draft the Mega, you also get the other Pokemon, but it classifies as the higher tiered one. So you drafted, like Aggron I think is tier 5, and I drafted Aggron and it was tier 3 since it was a Mega. So if I had drafted Aggron, the Mega Aggron, I would be drafting the tier 3 Mega Aggron, but I also could use the tier 5 regular Aggron and not Mega Evolve it right away. We banned some things. Most leagues ban things in their format, so you can't, sometimes there's Sleep Claws, sometimes there's things like that. But we banned Baton Pass and Gems, just because those aren't used in regular competitive settings, and Baton Pass is uberly broken, so cannot use that. And gems are really great for Pokemon that have like Limber or abilities that allow them to get a boost if they are not holding an item, and things like Acrobatics that would also benefit from that. I also made a limit of 2 items per week, just because you don't want to run teams where it's full Choice Scarf or Choice Band or something like that. Now there are possibilities that you can do this in other leagues. I made this so we didn't have all these leftover users and things like that coming out, and just so you would have to use a different set, because I'm one for believing in using different sets each week. We run an Excel page on my team, so I make everyone do their own page. I'm not going to run it. Even though I was a commissioner, I was not going to update all the kills and deaths and everything. That's their job. For trades, some of them do have trade functions. You can trade any team member. That's kind of the standard, but you can. I made a rule where you can only trade 1 member per week, and no trainings will be made after the final week of battling. So that rule stands for if you're going to do postseason events. We did not get the chance to do postseason this time because it just didn't work out with everyone's schedule. So we just did the regular season. So no trades after the final week, just so you go through playoffs with your regular team. You can place Pokemon on the trade block. Some leagues do trade blocks where you can post members that you are thinking of getting rid of if you don't know exactly what you want to do. And other coaches can trade with those, or you can pick up some free agents. and many people do opt for the free agent pick just because you have a better choice of what you can actually grab. You can trade draft picks in my league. Many other leagues do that as well. You trade draft picks. If you really want something, you can trade up for it. And that was very tactical in some of my plays this season, getting some Pokemon that I wanted in certain places and not having to wait for them until the end of some of my picks to come around, because having a snake draft made it so I picked first, and I picked first in one round and picked last in the other round, meaning all the other coaches got 2 picks in the time in between my 2 picks. But I did get 2 picks back to back, which is one way to see a positive side of it. And that's just how snake drafts work. They start at the top, so they have an order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, saying there's 6 teams, and then it would go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just go back up and down. So you do not get the first pick of every single round. It's the whole point of that. And I made it so traded Pokemon cannot be used until 2 weeks, so you have a 2-week processing period, where if you traded, let's say I traded Incineroar for a Darmanitan. If I traded Incineroar in week 2, I would not get to use Darmanitan until the week 4 matches. So you have 2 weeks to process. Some general rules, I had some problems with being active in the league, so that's saying. Many leagues also set up a time for the weeks. I set up Sundays from midnight EST to Saturdays at 11:59 p.m. EST. Meaning matches must be completed in those times, and we had stipulations: if you do not complete the matches, it would be a loss for both teams. Makeup games would be eligible to have, but you have to let one of the council members know. You can forfeit a match if you fail that off. Playoffs, we did the top 8 teams complete in single elimination. This was meant for a 16 team draft league, so the top 8 teams would complete in single elimination, so the top half. But we were going to do a double elimination this season because we only had 6 teams, so we all wanted to play. And we ranked teams based on their record, how many sweeps they had with the team, if they won head-to-head matches, if it was tight, and also if they forfeited matches. And we did not allow, again, trades at the end of the week. So this is just the basic look at what my league looked at this season. Just make sure, one of the big things is following the rules. We had a lot of problems with item K here, where you can bring 2 of an item each week. We had people forfeit matches because they didn't do that. So you gotta watch out rules wise. You gotta make sure you understand the rules, because if you fail to understand what is going on in your league, you can be at the point where you might have to forfeit matches because of something you disobeyed one of the rules, and many people will just punish you that way. So you gotta really know these rules, and if you don't agree with something, you gotta let people know. You gotta let the commissioner know, or the council members, or whoever is the governing entity of that league. Let them know what you have problems with. Many people set up all these things, like this is how we play the game. So like they'll set up, we play on Smogon, we play 3DS Wi-Fi battles. We have a draft league, you can draft this way. You have to draft this many Pokemon. You gotta draft in these tiers. You gotta draft with a certain draft total and things like that. You can only trade at certain times, and you have to be active in the league is one of the biggest things for any playoff league. Well guys, that is the end of this video. Hope you guys did enjoy going over the rules. I know rules can be a little bit tedious, but they are necessary to keep a league running smoothly. Very often I've saved my butt being a commissioner of the league by saying it was written in the rules and you all agreed to the rules at the beginning of the season. So you have to obey by the rules at that point. So I usually write all my stuff out, make sure everything is covered, all my bases are covered, and I just get to govern based on what is given me in the rules. That is all I have for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe for more of these videos. If you want to know how to battle competitively, I'll be glad to teach you as we continue on our quest. And I'll see you guys in the next video for the draft tiers section of this series. So thank you very much, and until next time, I'm Chaos Mane 006 signing off. Bird it up.